What is up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and in this particular video, I will be reviewing, recapping, do my little commentary on Debbie Next Man Season 1, Episode 9. Okay. So, anyways, y'all, shout out to my YouTube fam. If you're not part of my YouTube fam, you like what you see here, you want to, keep watching me, also, click on the bell after you subscribe and like and share, and let's keep this going, y'all. Whew. I haven't done this. I got one more video left. I still gotta watch the season finale because, like I said, I was committed. Next on my list is catching up with Greenleaf, and we got like 3 more episodes left. But anyways, y'all, let's get into it. Now, I already been known, but like I said, watching the 3 people who are really cool, whatever, and I found out like with L Teddy, I don't know his complete name, who does the reviews, Really BTV, and Evie reviews. Obviously, I found and subscribe to her as well. They all do David Makes Man reviews and other reviews. Check all 3 of those channels out. So I already kind of knew that this episode was kind of like it was going to continue the story, but it was going to be some fillers and like some questions. But everything good is not always good all the time, and like there's. And I just have one question, y'all, real quick. If y'all feel like commenting. The only thing I had a question mark even about this episode before even watching it. I'm like, I could see Leela Charfron. I don't remember some her married name, whatever. Leela, as he said Leela because heck that's what my name's too as well. But Leela here, I wanted to ask a question. Is I just found it interesting that she played Gloria's mom. And I'm like, when did she have her? At 15, 13, 11? I'm not trying to be funny. Because, there are kids who have kids. My mom was 17. And, my sister 19. 15. We heard of people who have kids when they were kids. So I'm kind of scratching my head because Gloria already looks like she could be a big sister, someone to her 2 kids, in the show. But I'm kind of like, Leela's playing Gloria's mom. I'm like, I could see sister, maybe even a young aunt that y'all close in age, or auntie that's younger than the niece and nephew, like me, our generation gap. So I was born an auntie, okay. But anyway, but I'm just like, Mom, okay, we just gonna have to take it. But I'm just like, Mom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, huh? Okay, never mind. But so, anyways. We're getting ready still for preparation for the storm. And usually it's a flashback and or hallucination that sometimes may be in the beginning of the episode. Or, like I said, flashback and or hallucination. This time it's supposed to be like a tribute, look like Second Line, Funeral Lights New Orleans. And first glance you see like you see like the pictures of Trivia Willie, and then you see everybody, it's black and white, but you tell everybody got white on, like it's a homecoming situation. But that it's kind of like hallucination because you see Saren is there. You see Dr. Witchtrap giving commentary about some of the rituals, like with the funeral thing. They're supposed to have the white casket. You see, I guess like Willie's. I don't know if it's also Nobi's mom, but Willie's mom is at least crying. I think it's on the casket, and you got Miss Elijah, holding, I guess, consoling Will's mom. And you see David, but he's on the second back and he's still just crying, but he's not partaking. Then you see a person that's saying, "I feel like a mother's child," and Sonobi, and you see them for a second. Tara, and I forgot to mention that David smiled during the Halloween because she had to leave for a party, but you could tell David was smiling at her, and I don't know if it was Sarah likes like that neither. You know what I mean? But like I said, she was dancing. It was a couple of them dancing, like doing the, and of course then we started seeing Ray. Like I said, Ray is actually a trained classical. He about that dance, like he is a dancer, okay? He is an artist, and he since about his he was dancing. The Novas even getting a little bit too in. They were like I said, doing the dance routine and playing around with this ritual. And then of course reality snaps out of it. We end up seeing that because they had to prepare for the storm, they're actually removing, like, if there's a tribute to somebody, like say if somebody passes away, and sometimes there's stuffed animals and candles and stuff, they're, and photographs, they're getting, have to have no choice to pack it up because the storm is coming. And Elijah, I think, was telling David, like, there's Willie mom, already this happening, and she gotta leave for the storm, kind of letting that out there. So here we got the thing where Miss Hurt You is going around asking, I guess, like emergency purchases, like where the people are going to go. Maybe she has to keep that on record. And her being the hater that she is, Hurt You. I remember she went to Gloria to ask her, like where she supposed to be going, and she should be like, well, she didn't take a long take out, they can figure out whatever. David is packing up. He's telling me we got to pack up and go somewhere, and he packed up his little money. I guess it's like post he saved for the rent money, whatever, and remain him out. And but like I said, they're getting ready all to go. And so Nobi, they're showing like him. He's got all these like bottles of water, like at least about 10 or 12 of them. And y'all, if y'all remember, you remember like when 2000 originally supposed to come, and we thought it's gonna be all this crash down technology and everything, all this mess was going to happen. And I remember it's like seeing all these bottles of like water, like out per store. I was like, I remember my parents had about 10, 12 of them when we first started. Then when we got to 2000, nothing happened except the years just changed. Better yet, shoot, I was working at a damn store. I was working that time, and people were like bringing up. It wasn't New Year. It wasn't midnight yet. I know I'm rambling on, but it was like, okay, it's already 2000. It's already past 2 o'clock. It's 2000 in China or somewhere up like that. So, if something was gonna happen, it would already started the minute it went midnight. January 1st, 2000, wherever it was first to go. Okay, so what I'm saying is why I just say on this water. And then Shinobi, look, Shinobi's now. Now it's like he's starting to see hallucinations. And remember David obviously witnessed Sky about to be or seen him murder, see his murdered body. Shinobi had Willie in his arms. So now he's seeing hallucination of like Willie. He's like a ghost. He ain't saying nothing to him. His skin is pale, like he's in the form of being dead. But he's Zenobi looking at him. Zenobi looking at him. Willie looking at him. But he ain't saying nothing. And, Zenobi still just crying. Zenobi just got all his lights and stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And there's a scene, I'm going to fast forward because, like I said, the episode was. We still don't know, of course, where Saren is at. I don't know. So, like I said, everybody getting prepared for the storm. David and Tara also talk as well, and she's going to be staying with her big sister, whatever. One of her sisters are going to be staying at her home during the storm and getting ready to go. But Tara's crying on David. It was actually I seen it like used as like a thumbnail, this scene. And Tara's crying because she's sad about Willie passing away, just like it was. JG was actually sad about that as well. And so she was crying, and then it was a hallucination where David was like about to brace and kiss, and Tara just like they're facing each other, but it wasn't like when they were going to embrace and be romantic. Tara was like, "Are you okay, David?" Oh, yeah, fine. But like I said, David has obviously looks as Tara as a romantic interest, and Tara looks at David as her buddy. Okay, or he pretty much, I mean, they're kids anyway, but pretty much he got friends on. So she about to leave and everybody getting ready to go. Also too, I noticed now Mrs. Hertu went to Nobi's place, and Obi's like, I got water, I got food. She's like, well, you gotta leave him alone. I don't effing have to go nowhere. And she like, we gotta leave. And he just left the door. I was like, yeah, Miss Hertu, just leave that alone. You don't want it. No, you don't. So, anyways, like I said, I'm not really probably. I don't know if I'm going to be as detailed as I usually, because like I said, it was just like one of those episodes. Like stuff was happening, but it wasn't as busy. But back at Ray's mom, I guess that must be at least what I gather is Ray just stays with his mom, and that's the only child that she has. But that's a very nice ass house. I will tell you that much. And she's just like concerned about how the way Ray's been acting, just concerned about his well being. He's all right, and she's just making sure he don't be in no BS, just one of the type of talks. But one of the things is, guess who's at the doorbell? Ding dong. It is Toad staying in because of the storm. Okay, so he's supposed to be staying there. Supposedly his sister said it turns out, Ray's mom's name is Angie or something like that. Angie, Angela, something like that. And, basically she was told that her brother said that they had, because the business trip got shut down because of the storm. So he's staying there. Okay. So that's another thing too. So, now they got this. Now, Gloria, and by the time KG, I keep saying KG for some reason, JG is on their way to go. They end up going first, trying to go to Jonathan Gregg's granddaddy's house. And granddaddy's house got more people. Heck, there's people acting like I guess they thinking the world about them or something. If they're making out on the couch and there's other 5 people, one area in the den, and talking blah blah blah. David sees his mama up there, looking like shit, saying like talking to, like I said, Jonathan Granddaddy's granddad, OG, whatever. And she has a red cup in her hand, and she'll say, "I'll drink you at the table," blah blah blah. I guess she was playing with her because Dave is like, "Oh snap, she ain't, no relapse today." Okay, takes the can't even try to drink a cup, and I guess it must be some agua or some Hawaiian punch or something in there because she just is shocked like. David, and the granddaddy already kind of like mad because that's like David be crossing, trying to do too much and not stay the kid's place. So he's like, somebody should teach him lesson back, and she like, no, he all right. He just looking out for his mama. And we had one, and then David was like, where's JG? And JG looked like he's in the back talking in the backyard, but like look, the sunroom part or whatever, something like that, right? And it looked like from the angle that at first like he's talking to himself, so he was like, yeah, my friend died, was in like whatever, but just how things is. And Laura's asking him like, why are you who are you talking to? Oh, Quita. And we look, Quita is a grown ass lady, and they didn't do a close up. I'm like, is she smoking weed or is she smoking something else? But it looked like she was going through some things, and they were like, okay, out. So they took their stuff and obviously went on to the next place, which they're on their way to Gloria's judgmental Bible thumping mom on their way. But let's get back to, like I said, it was really between two settings after everybody was evacuating the bill. It was really between really 3 settings, because if you include Ray's mama's them house and for 2 seconds, JG's granddaddy's house, and then to the mom's house, Gloria's mom's house. Okay. So, anyways, when they're on the way to the bus, and like just like semi looking forward to, well, not actually looking forward, they had to go to the grandma's house. And again, I think that's when the first time Gloria was asking, like, did you know or hear about, you haven't heard anything from Saren or something like that. She at least asked them either that time or another time. So they're getting ready for this dreadful ass damn thing. But by the way, y'all, guess what? Somebody else is at the door. And this time Angie answers the door again. Oh, how are you? Blah blah blah. All cool, chill stuff. It's this was crazy ass. He decided to come here and settle the storm. Well, we found out later on, supposedly he was invited by Toe herself, but I mean, Angela seemed to be cool with it, even though she know her brother been in the game, and her. I don't know if she was married to Sky or not, or she was just with him, or they broke up, whatever was in the game. But I don't know how she's cool with Desmond, okay? But I don't know if they ever been brought up or not, or just kind of get brushed off. But here's the thing. Personally, to me, besides the beginning of the show, this one didn't have a lot of symbolism or things, or made you study as much. You know what I mean? One of the type of episodes was kind of like I said, like more so their filler. And so what happens is, like I said, Desmond said he's coming there, and like I said, she's fixing something up. So just to get like the Ray part stuff out the way first, then we go to the judgmental ass like Bible thumping, and like she's surprised that she should be happy that Gloria ain't the type of people that smack her until 2055, that type of, because it's just the way that she is. And you notice also too, when she finally gets to her mama's house, her mama's just there by herself. Mm, okay. But anyways, so in between, they're getting ready to eat a ball ball day at the table. Ray feels some type of way about Desmond's crazy ass being there. And, he's like, well, why you didn't go with your family? Why are you going to go with your family? He was like this, oh, my wife took the kids to New York or something like that to tell the story. And he's like, so you're married? No, my ex. And he was like, oh, it sounded like that be to me, and I think Angie and I think either Anna or Ty was like, okay, you just leave that alone. And, it was like, because also was another thing, Ray was just so irritated about being there. He ever asking him, like, okay, I thought Jamaica didn't like whatever the dish was, because I ain't about to mess up the name. And he's, because he was just like, oh, it tastes like home. And he's saying that's not Jamaican. He was like, no, it's home cooked. Ray was like, yeah, it is home cooked. Something like that. That's the type of thing. He was really irritated about Desmond being there. Ugh. So, anyways, then all of a sudden, it gets to the point when he was talking about after he talked about the part we're going, we're going fast forward to the part about, like I said, about him being deadbeat. He was like, well, at least I'm there for my kids. At least my dad is here. So I'm not fault your dad ain't here no more, blah, blah, blah. No, Negro. Yes, it is. Last time I checked, he's the one who actually took his dad out. But I noticed Ray didn't possibly bring it up because I think he put two together. I think he knows that Ray. I could have sworn I think he knew that figure out that Desmond was the one who took his father out, or figures it, whatever, or whatever. But he was like, like getting mad. It's like, I think, like I said, Andrew would have calmed down. But next minute, but it got heated up, and he was like telling him shit about all the other stuff up. So then when he said something about, wow, you might as well start calling me daddy as your mom or something like that. So I don't know if he said that just to irritate him. So Ray calls him trying to get a knife and try to come at crazy ass Desmond. And Desmond flips him and knocks his head with it because it was a nick right above his stitches or whatever. I don't know. And Desmond, but it's like tuned out because, he's a Cold Stone critter, crazy as hell. Just naturally is organic. Just an organic killer. And well, that even he forgets, like, even though, like, that she said, well, you think I wouldn't kill you for your mom, blah, blah, still just got like this. Because in the credit, and this is how good the previews are. When I thought Ray was in this position, I thought his uncle was the one doing that to confront him about the sales and trying to screw him over and possibly being a snitch based on the preview. That's some good editing, okay? But it turned out it was Desmond. So then it's 2 seconds later, Desmond must have forgot. So you know what? Tato had had that piece. Had Smith and Wesson, I don't know guns like that. At West, whatever, like, basically get off my nephew and we about to have this in at the table, go on and better yet, Angie, go get him a red velvet and tell him to go out and help get the heck on. Gone. Gone. And Tom Malik, because, it was something that Desmond said, like, you don't have to use your jury and stuff on me, and blah, 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 whatever, I guess, about his piece or whatever. Maybe that's what he meant, like, preferring the gun to like his piece, jury piece, okay, whatever. So he left. So the mama ends up talking to him, trying to pitch up his wounds, whatever, and talking to him, and she's like, he's smart, he can be whatever one he didn't want. She didn't want him in his life. His dad damn sure didn't want him life in it, whatever. And we used to be in the game, and he was like, "What, mama? What do you mean? You used to be in the game?" And she's like, well, I just chose eventually to be over the counter, whatever. But yeah, that's how we met, was in the game. But she's basically saying, like, Ray, get, like, you don't have to be in this, something like that type talk. So she, like I said, was covered up with stuff, whatever, because she was trying to tend to his wounds that was up here in his temple. It would have been close enough, his eye could have been jacked up or messed up. And I remember also something else she was saying about, he was saying about his dad was respected in their speech or something like that, whatever, his legacy or something like that. But like I said, this episode, sorry y'all, if I'm not like really like giving a little bit more, but it was one of those episodes where it was just carrying on to, to the season finale. One of them type of shows. So, still a good show overall, but So, after that, Tio comes in and wants to talk to him, and the sister's like, be brave. And I'm thinking, like, well, does the Uncle Ty pay for the sister bills, something like that too, whatever? Because it just seems like, or maybe, maybe she's little sister or something. I don't know, but it was just like the way that she was acting, like as if, like, okay, Sky was the daddy, but she kind of like the brother has a somewhat of authority over the house, is that he still has a father figure presence, and even like I said, I'm talking about being brave. Like you ain't gotta. That's what I'm saying. Like it's this Negro like open authority is paying light bill. Okay, that's their business. But you see the gun is on the table still. And here's still to my, I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm sitting here like you still got the gun on the table. That okay, whatever. And you used it on your right hand man. So he wants Ray to talk. And Ray says something about, I wouldn't lie to you, Unc, or something like that. But Desmond had been on some stuff. I don't know, some money been missed, stuff like that. But we end up starting getting scripts. Now, he didn't say about, like, David's one that got the scripts, whatever. We be getting Xanax, Oxys, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he gave me, I mean, honestly, I didn't understand whatever everything was saying. But it was basically saying, like, he gave him some money, he was smiling next time, whatever. Basically, that seemed like you should be questioning David when he picks up the dropper and something like he's on some slimy stuff. Because to taste it like this, I'm not going to hurt you because of my sister, and it will hurt me as well, but he will make his life a little hell. If he steals, cooperate, snitch, okay, or whatever, ever that thing. And then Uncle Ted comes, sneers him, and he was just like this. You know what? It be ninjas in your crew. Be the ones right under you that be on some scamming stuff. Okay? So, like I just said, y'all, I'm trying to keep my energy because I got one more episode left, and I'll be through. Sadly, I'll be through the season, but I'm also be happy at the same time that I caught up. So, anyways, David, let's go back to Gloria's mom. Even when they got to the thing, she like, okay, hey kids, blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, you gonna stand outside, just stand in the door? Well, you could just stay out there. But first, she get mad as hell, even if it's coming from her. Well, I told y'all to come to the side door. I first thought you were police. Just bitter as hell. She played the role over that way. Ooh, she wanted to be a bitch role. She sure was playing that. Okay, so she has to come in or whatever. And they're out there looking through photo albums later on. Because, like I said, they kept more so going back and forth majority episode between Ray's mama's house and then eventually Gory mama's house. And it was another scene again. It was like at least 2 or 3 more times that Willie kept appearing to Shinobi. Like I said, now I switched it. Now Sky this time was not in the episode. Now I also noticed this too. Now maybe because even though Ray was kind of possibly being responsible for the death of his dad, Ray at least has not had hallucinations. But I can say this, that Shinobi and both David has had these, post-traumatic stress disorder events because they witnessed death or a person dying or in the process of dying, and Shinobi now he started to get the hallucinations of Willie. But as I'm saying, Ray considered that he was the one who kind of caused his father's death. He, at least for what we see, don't have hallucinations and stuff like that. He just a great pretender and stuff. But he hasn't seemed to have the traumatic effect that David has had. And now, like I said, we haven't seen nothing about Scott was mentioned a couple times, but we sure didn't see hallucination. We didn't even see him even at the hallucination of this second line funeral ritual, like homegoing dance at the beginning of the episode neither, okay? And even Marissa was there. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of people that was there. Now they had surprisingly Sarah was there, maybe because he did he see Willie? Because I don't know if Willie was actually there in that episode. Was he? I don't know. But his parents sure weren't there. They just showed later scene that they were sitting on other opposite sides of the bed at like the end of the scene. I mean, end of the episode. That's the time we see his parents. Okay. So, anyways, they're going looking through some photo albums, right? And the mom see, I think like KG David picks a picture and Gloria just sees this picture that here the mom got a picture of the asshole that was married that she had, David by, whatever. And she like, well, mama, why you got this picture of, David's sperm donor, basically. And here go Gloria's mama's Gloria mom to my son. Well, he was tall and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to make that man marry you and stuff like that or whatever. And stuff. So eventually the kids leave the room because you know how she's getting to a point where even around this time, this before even left, like you should have did it again. The kids would at least had a daddy Oh, the kids were still there. That's how comfortable she is that she's disrespecting these Gloria, basically the kids and the circumstances. She's like, these kids would at least had a daddy, had, said they ain't got no daddy, something like that. Well, bitch, you seem like you ain't got nobody with you neither. So, I, but I'm just saying, hurt people hurt people. So, anyways, then she announced her dad and JD was like, I did have a dad. Your daddy was a nobody. Jerry or whatever his name was she talking about, Jason or whatever. Your daddy wasn't nobody, should have governed. JD is like, he crosses the line, but I ain't gonna lie. It's horrible for me to say I guilty pleasure that I laugh with. He was like, don't you ever talk about my dad? And that's being clean cut. If y'all starting on up and slowly cussing back in my videos. But and she was like, oh, so that's when David took JG to, I guess, whatever the extra room is or whatever. And so Gloria and her mom had this awkward talk. And basically, Gloria explained, again, the mom was trying to downplay, like, you put yourself in this position, blah, blah, blah. If you would have did this in your life, that type of speech. And I only talked to my mate, and the Lord knows my heart, blah, blah, blah. But you're this and you're that. And Gloria, this is kind of explains why Gloria actually has an addiction, because it turns out that Gloria's father was sexually assaulting her as a child. And she had one of them type of mamas. If y'all seen the movie Precious, it was the same thing. Where, the mama knows it's happening, even walks in one of the times it's happening and don't say stuff. And here's what the mom had nerve audacity to say. Well, you think that was happening. Because Gloria's like, the only person, one of the main persons on earth I was supposed to trust and I turned to for help. You had said that you didn't believe me. And he was doing this. You even caught him one time on top of me. And she like, well, he was just trying to keep you quiet and whatever. You don't know what I'm talking about. You tried to tip him. And that's sad when some people look at victims or, like children. You know how some people, sick ass people, be over sexualizing kids. And they become, over act like, well, you should have been built like that. Or you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have breathed. And blah, blah, blah. Like I said, that's a whole nother videos itself. Whatever. But it's one of those type of things. But Gloria says, basically saying like, you were wrong for doing that. And I know what happened. Basically the mom was like, nah, one of those type of speeches. So what happened was, after that, when they're walking in, she still said, like you could have got, you were joyful and creative, whatever, and you started hanging out with Elijah. So she's been around, Gloria's been around Elijah for quite some time. Okay. He actually, Miss Elijah actually helped her get away from being in this toxic situation of a mess and being a victim of abuse and being, you might say, abused by even both parents, because her mama knew, like not only not to believe it, but knowing that actually seeing it happen is in the now, and even the now to this day. And Gloria's like, once the storm's on, you ain't never got to worry about me and my kids ever again. Somebody, you can let you keep eating that guilt and stuff, eating happen, you that misery and that mess. Okay, I'm gone, I'm out. So, anyways, after that, when she was saying something like, you could have got your life together, you could have done this or whatever, instead of having kids and doing something different. And David comes in like, well, she's right. That you could have, Mom, you could have did something like me. If we weren't born, you could have probably been something better. And Gloria smacks David and be like, don't you ever think y'all a mistake and something like that. Now, this was another question mark, is that all of a sudden when Gloria leaves, then Gloria's mom hugs David. And it was kind of like this. And it was like weird. Like, was it like guilt trip? Question mark. I don't know. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what the hell? But, so like I said, David goes outside one time, and I'll get to the count off the last two scenes real quick. Now, David goes outside, and he gets a call from Ray. And Ray like this, Unc took the bait, blah, blah, blah. We got where Desmond. David's like this. You know what? Don't call the sign us anymore. I'll tell you when I tell you back over again. Click. And then we also see Sonobi. He got the little headlight gear on, flashlight, and he's still trying to. But I see that he was listening to David, because I see that he was putting that stuff in plastic and trying to burn the ends. I noticed that too. But again, Here come Willie peering up as a ghost again, staring like the third time looking at somebody. Nobody's like, I can't help you. He's still crying. His face looked like he's been crying for like 72 hours at least straight or more. And that's what I'm saying. It's almost like to a certain point he's feeling like David feels, but with an actual relative. And the fact is, like, Willie died in his, I don't know if he died in his arms or whatever, but he was dead by the time whenever he reached him. And so he's still going through that. Then we see a scene that actually, I guess, Miss Hurtue, like Elijah, they actually stayed alive because by the beginning of this episode, end of last episode, they start actually boarding up the wall, the windows and stuff of the apartments. But Mr. Gertrude, I guess they about to play some spades or something like that. So, like I said, Mr. Hurtue ain't that bad after all, I guess, whatever. Uh, but um, but she talking about where's everybody gonna go, and her behind is still there, and I was surprised Miss Elijah's still there. I sadly could see why nobody stayed there because it's just like he's tuned out from reality, and that's how distressed that he is. So then we see like another last scene, like I guess Gloria now I already remember she said like episode 4 last hit her. But this also too is I think she was trying to get a hot water bottle, but they was like I haven't covered because it's like it's not gonna get hot because the power is off and it's I guess the water was under like I guess like electric heater or something like that and like Laura's like okay well I know you smart so you figured it out or whatever so he was like I got you so he ends up giving her I don't know, was one of the pills from the medicine cabinet because your boy's mama has a medical cabinet, and or it was one of his supplies that he gave to her. I don't know, but he ends up giving her one pill to help her. And you did see like this white Jesus in the background. I was looking at because I think that was part of Gloria's old room, and I thought she wanted her to give her the picture because like maybe I don't know. I thought it was like a symbolism, like that thing was that. I'm not to say that picture was probably there when she was going through the mess of being violently molested. But she tells him to bring there, and I'm thinking like, what if she got? She bring a picture, and she pulls out some annihilators, and I'm thinking, when's the last time she actually had these? Because if she hasn't visited mama since the kids been born, because David, like I said, just turned 14. How old is the annihilators? Annihilators still don't cost that. I mean, okay, never mind, it's my big business, but I guess it was important with the message is she, even though they're eating this old ass prices annihilators, and I'm like, do they even have flavor? I don't know. Okay, but anyway, she explained this, and this also explains like Gloria, like why the way that she is, or even why she wanted to celebrate the party or do certain things. Because she said that they were basically in an environment where they weren't have no TVs, no birthdays, no celebrations, no nothing like that, or whatever, no fun, no candy, no nothing and that type of environment. But she realized, sometimes, but it's good to sometimes have friends. Sometimes all friends is all you got, and she, and that's when David realized because David's middle name is Elijah, and that's who he was named after was Miss Elijah because that's how long he's been friends or I guess been around Gloria. Like obviously I don't know a childhood or teenage friend whatever, but they've been friends like that long. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So, and that came up in the conversation because she was like, "So, do you know where David is or stuff like that?" And again, it's too much little. I don't honestly forgot y'all. Forgive me, whether or not he, answered or nothing because I think it cut to a scene like I mean, not. I think that's like I said to show a couple scenes. It also showed why was Dr. Woods trapped near some, sitting in a chair right next to some damn tents in the middle of a damn storm, and she's listening to some courting, and they're talking about the tropical storm. Sound like Principal Fallow and they still trying to say like being on the lookout for Saren and blah 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 as well, or being prayers, care, blah blah blah. We see Marissa's praying for the return or safety of Saren. She said, "Forgive me, Lord, I haven't prayed in a long time." And then we have a scene that somebody, but they completely have a hood, so we don't know if it's Star, we don't know if it's Daddy, we don't know who the heck it is. But Saren is still in the passenger seat and of a car. I don't even know paid attention was the same car that Star was driving, that he was in when they did the switcheroo. But somebody gave him some food, they had like looked like two coffee, but could have cappuccino drinks based on lids. But he says thank you, but you don't see who the person is. Like I said, the storm and they got the hoods, you don't see who it is at all. And you don't know even if it could be we don't know, but all I know is that it's a thank you and there's the credits, and that's pretty much it, y'all. This was kind of like I said, one of those filler episodes, but hugs and loves everybody, and I'll see y'all in the next one. One more episode after y'all, and then we gotta wait. That's all I gotta say. But hugs and love, y'all. See y'all.